ACT stands for People Acting in Community Together, and we are the PICO affiliate in San Jose, California. We have 21 member congregations and a growing number of partner schools, and that means we have about 50,000 people in San Jose who are part of the membership of our organization. And we work on issues that are defined by our grassroots leaders, what's of priority to them, what they're hearing in the community. So it's everything from health policy change to foreclosures to education reform, neighborhood safety, immigration issues, etc.
CISCO stands for Contra Costa Interfaith Supporting Community Organization. We are a congregation-based community organization here in Contra Costa County. We have 22 member institutions representing about 35,000 families, and we're one of the broadest or most diverse community organizations in the region. Our real mission and vision for the organization is to be a voice for justice and equity and to really help empower low-income and moderate-income communities to have a voice in public policy decisions and build a sort of relational fabric and relational power to help create systemic change in their local communities.
Peninsula Interfaith Action is a faith-based community organization, which means that we have a staff that works with congregational members in 30 congregations. We're in the mid-peninsula of the San Francisco Bay Area, so we stretch from Daly City, which is just south of San Francisco, down to Mountain View, which is in the northern part of Santa Clara County, which is probably about 20 miles north of San Jose. So, we've got congregations that come from very low-income communities in East Palo Alto and unincorporated areas of Redwood City and Daly City. And then we've got some congregations that are really in some quite affluent areas of San Mateo County. When the endowment approached us to embark upon a project of creating a more authentic approach for evaluating our organizing work, the goal was, let's determine what would be a more authentic way of evaluating what we're doing. So I think that was really the main goal, is just if we're needing to evaluate our work, what is really useful to us to know, and not, just some items that are requested to be reported on, but what is it that we really want to be able to track in our own work to be able to determine whether we're going down the road that we want to be going down. And we internally in staff decided that what we wanted to evaluate was how well are we developing leaders and how well are we affecting change in the communities.
So we were looking to this as a way to really help us understand how could we, if we want, for example, like we were poised to really start on this campaign to create a roadmap to universal health care coverage in Contra Costa County. That's an ambitious and difficult campaign, and we wanted to be able to look at, okay, how could we measure our success 18 months, 24 months into this campaign, and how could we use some of the learnings from this initiative to help anchor our leaders so that they would be able to be really sustained for the long haul.
When we got started and we thought about how we were doing evaluation at that point and where we wanted to grow our capacity to evaluate our work and to document and track for ourselves internally as well as to external stakeholders, was that we saw that while we could point to policy changes and changes in public practices and policies and institutions, and we've been using that for some time as sort of our evaluation results, we had a less sophisticated process for evaluating and documenting how we made progress in developing leaders. Now, leadership development is the core of what we do in community organizing, in grassroots community organizing, and that's the core of what enables us to have the power to achieve policy change. So leadership development is front and center for us in everything we do. And because it is our sort of #1 priority, we often, and it's constantly assessed. The staff organizers who are working with volunteer grassroots leaders are continually talking with them about the new skills, new experiences, new understanding that they're developing. But we didn't necessarily have a process where we could really carefully benchmark and at any point in time have a solid snapshot of what does our leadership base look like? How many leaders do we have at different stages in the process of development? And so that's what this project enabled us to do, is to get be more explicit about our leadership development process and how we're doing in developing leaders, individually and then as an organization as a whole.